Okay. Top chat, top fans. I want all chat. Live chat. Now let's see if it's showed up at all.
Go ahead and get.
Yep, there we go.
Uh,
Bangerang.
okay. Are we live?
We are live. I have found us. I love these first couple of minutes of every live show that we do where it's like, oh, I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, just waiting for people to come in. And we're like, what's the link? We got to post stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Where are you posting?
Discord and Twitter.
Okay. I was like, do you want me to do one of them for? I'll do Instagram because that's the one that you don't have.
Yes. My
Poor
son's
neglected daily
crying
Kodocha. Hi, friend.
I forgot to make a thumbnail again.
It's okay.
I'm
We
so
can add it
bad.
after the fact.
Okay, good. I've just been my brain has been a bunch of wires where I don't really know where the wires are going at all lately.
You are not alone. I am firmly, I don't know. It's been a really busy year, but also the year before that was a busy year. And I'm just keep waiting for things to calm down. And it would appear that there are other plans for me.
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta slow down when you can.
Definitely.
Um, you gotta uh take that power and okay. All right, yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah. Okay. And added to story. Okay, great. Delightful. Oh my gosh, hey. I just looked up to see the chat.
Hey everyone.
Hey Jacob. Hey Retronova. Yes, this is live. I don't know if you can tell. It's the by our I
Like,
don't
is
know.
this thing working?
Is this thing on? Uh-oh, Grandma's on
Okay.
YouTube. Okay. It's me and Grandma. You know,
I always like to give at least like maybe 7 to 10 business minutes before we
business minutes.
before we actually like jump into the topic.
Oh, for sure. I think that's fair. I think also 7 to 10 business minutes is about how long it takes for us to actually get focused and lock in anyway. So,
It's hard to lock in. I mean, especially today. I know that listeners, we were talking about theater and just random things right before we jumped on the call, and then all of a sudden it's 7 o'clock. Oh, we might as well start the live stream
yep.
now.
I had everything ready to go. I just needed to hit the create broadcast button, and then it was oh, it's 7:02 for you Eastern time, folks. 6:02 for me. Time to go. Oof. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's also me getting used to doing podcast lives not on a weekend. I was fully doing work up until the minute I jumped on our Zoom Ari.
Oh,
Like,
that's not good.
it's not my favorite. I got a lot of client stuff coming down the pipe right now. End of year, it's nonprofit work, and so everybody does these big fundraising pushes at the end of the year, which means they need a lot of graphics. So I've been busy.
Mm.
I made something 9 or 10 designs today. I don't know. It was a lot. And then there were meetings. I hate meetings. Ooh,
Yeah, meetings are the worst. I had a bunch this week too.
gross. Yeah, not my favorite. I don't know about you. It just like it distracts me from whatever I was working on, and then like I have a hard time mentally getting back into it, and then they make me so like mentally drained also. I don't know if it's just like being
Yeah,
on and not relaxed or casual that like does it or what, but oof. I
probably.
try not to have more than one a day. I can't always get away with it. Um, Thankfully, I really don't
Okay,
have that many.
so all right, well, you want to go ahead and jump into the topic?
Yeah. So we are jumping right on back into kind of where we left off at our last episode, where we were talking about Akito, and it's was like too big of a topic to do in one video, and it was a decently long uh, recording session too. We still
Yeah, and
didn't
it was
get
funny
everything
because
in.
I know, it was funny because I felt like I didn't say enough on that episode.
Eh.
And honestly, like, if I'm being frank with you all, like, I was pretty tired when we recorded that day.
Mhm.
So it was a combination of that, and also, again, I felt like I just felt like I didn't like we didn't cover it to the extent of where it was. I don't know what the word is. See, my brain's just shutting off now. Again, the wires, I don't know where they're going. It just felt like Akito was such a complex character that it is so hard to pare it down into just one episode when we're talking
Mhm.
about it. You know what I mean? Like if it was scripted, like maybe I could pare that down. I mean, I have a video about Akito on my channel that I did pretty early on. Um, but again, it's like he's just like probably the most complex character in Kodocha.
For sure. I would definitely agree with that. And that's not to say that like Sana isn't complex in her own way too, but so much of the series really is, I wouldn't say centered around Akito's growth, but it's such a big part of the overall story. Um it was just difficult to get into the full extent of it. And I think probably even at the end of this we're going to be like there's still so much left to say because he's such a big character and so important to the series. But
Right. So I know one of the things we talked about was how Akito shows more vulnerability as the series goes on. And I love how it kind of it definitely there's a culmination of that by the time we get to volume 10, which I really love because by that time we never saw him really cry. We've seen him very worried, maybe anxious, but we never really saw him cry until that scene in the hotel room. And I felt like that was so powerful. But that's one of the things I know we talked about was that vulnerability that he shows and how um, one thing that really sticks out with me is he's not really, even throughout the whole series, he's still never really vulnerable using his words.
mm-hmm,
Like he just can't do it, like
mm-hmm,
he just finds it to be kind of silly. Mushy gushy, like I'm not saying I love you to a girl.
mm-hmm.
Um, so he's more vulnerable with his actions through the series, which I like. It still stays true to his character throughout, and I feel like, if I was in Obana's shoes and I was the writer, I feel like that would kind of be hard to pull off. Having the stoic character and then trying to, as the series goes on, to make them open up more without the use of words. I think that's very impressive on her part as a writer.
Yeah, I think I'm like, I agree because I think when Akito is like cornered or like somebody expects him to say something, it's really difficult. But sort of without trying to, he will sometimes drop just like the most profound and slash or romantic stuff you've ever heard. And I think it's because like when you take the pressure off, he's probably able to just like express himself easier.
Hmm.
But he is still like shy about you know, all of the about using his words to describe his feelings and stuff. I love in the
Yeah.
manga when they have their confession and, he's like, I can't say that. It's embarrassing. She's like, well, I just did. And during their little argument, it was very cute. But you still with
Um,
me? Okay, good.
yeah, yeah.
Just
Um,
checking.
I'm always afraid I'm going to interrupt, so I like try to give you a little more time
No, that's so
before I start
sweet.
talking.
And I feel like I do the opposite, which is where if there is even a millisecond of silence, I have to fill it.
No, I kind of get that. I sometimes when we do our shows, I feel that way. It just really depends on the day, I guess.
Hmm. I
But
do. Half of why I insist on being the person to edit is because I have to fix all of the times I accidentally trample you when you're saying something.
oh yeah, yeah.
I just, I gotta stop. I'm a menace.
It's okay. I
Thanks.
as someone who's pretty quiet for the most part, I appreciate that, because I don't like to be the one that keeps talking. Uh, so yeah, you're
I'm
good.
like, oh, I'm like, but you gotta, because otherwise, I'm just gonna keep going. Um,
Um, but another thing that I really like is, we see Akito becoming more open because of Sana, and I love how Sana is able to really show him what true love is because he didn't really get that at all before. He never really knew the love from his mother. He obviously didn't get that from his dad or his sister for the longest time. So I feel like Sana was definitely the first person to show him what genuine love is.
mhm.
So that's
Yeah,
another one of my favorite things about this series.
yeah, I definitely agree. I think um, it's just such a special relationship. And I was kind of piecing through some of the manga this week, trying to kind of gather some thoughts and kind of reran through the Kazuyuki arc a little bit, um, and the hospital scene, and was just that montage where Akito's like, these words are really familiar. Somebody else said them, and then he just
Hmm.
remembers Sana is like, not gonna cry, but
Yeah, that moment makes me cry every single time I read
yeah.
it.
Mm.
It's the most powerful moment in the series, if you ask me.
I would agree. I would agree. It's Yeah, there's lots of things about Kodocha that make me laugh or make me cry or that I find really profound or powerful, but um, that is sort of I feel like that chapter is sort of the resounding thesis of everything that's happened up to that point. Um,
Hmm.
and she pulls it off. It's really good.
I know. Gosh, I on a side note,
Mm-hmm.
because we're talking a bit about her writing, I was reading the manga that she wrote before she wrote Kodocha, and in terms of writing, it's weird because like it almost feels like I feel like this I'm using this very loosely because obviously these two stories are very different. It almost had like a rough draft of Kodocha vibe about it.
Hmm.
They weren't quite as young. I believe they were like high school age, maybe
Hmm.
college. Um, but yeah, there was like this whole like part of the plot in that series, which I can't remember the name of it right now.
No, I was gonna ask you because
Let
I
me
don't know.
look that up because it was a long title.
I
Hold
was
on
gonna,
just a
for
minute.
some reason like I don't think that this came out before Kodocha, but the one that came to my mind, I was like, is it the Cat Island one?
No,
That's but that
no.
actually comes out after Kodocha. I was wrong. So her very first thing serialized in Reborn,
Um,
Shiranami no Genso,
no, not that
Setsunai
one.
ne,
Hold on, let me
or
see.
Konote o Hanasanai.
That it's that one. Yeah.
I
I
won't
just
let go of this hand.
right as you said that, I just found it on the list of her manga.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe if you
Um,
felt like dropping that link in my
yeah.
chat in our Discord, that would be nice. I
Gosh,
would also like to read that.
it's yeah, hold on. Let me just drop the manga dex link.
The what?
Yeah, you didn't hear that.
Yeah, we would never. That's not a thing that we use.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
That's not it. There's another series with a very similar title. That's not it. Okay. Where do you want me to drop it exactly? I can drop it in
Just
the
in
chat
just our
here.
private messages,
Oh yeah, yeah.
or here. That's also fine.
You know what? Gonna do it in live chat. Don't care. All right, there you
Wow,
go.
she's so brave.
Okay. Yeah, so there was I don't want to give away much of the plot, but the main female character has this thing going on where she's very happy and well, she's not really happy. You get what I'm saying? It felt very Sonic coded.
Ooh, yep, it sure does.
And I it's not quite the same, but almost imagine this manga is like almost like Kodocha from Akito's point of view in a weird way, but
Hmm.
I say but because the main guy, like sometimes he comes across as a little stalkery.
Ooh,
So like I don't think he's like a bad guy, but like sometimes I'm like, dude, like just let it go. Um,
bless.
but yeah, like it just gives me a vibe like, okay, this is what Kodocha would be. It would be like this, I think, if it was from Akito's point of view. I don't think Akito would be as stalkery as this guy is, but his thought process and I think his
Hmm.
motivations would be very similar.
It's interesting. I find, or I have found with some shoujo mangakas in particular, that particularly with their leading men, like you're gonna find some like connecting themes, some things that are similar between them.
Hmm.
Um, Yu Watase is, I think, pretty notorious for this. She got a type, as all of us say. Kyo Wakamiya looks just like the guy from Imadoki, who looks just like the guy from, like, it's just.
Imadoki. Oh, I haven't heard that name for a while.
Oh, I started collecting it really randomly because I just happened to find a copy at a local, like, recycled bookstore, and then managed to find all of them out in the wild really quickly, which was odd. And I
That's
just
really
enjoyed
good.
it.
I regret because I actually had bought a manga lot a while ago and it had like a very later volume of Imadoki and
Mm.
I was like I kind of flipped through it and I'm like I don't know like I just maybe I'll like this series, but I ended up donating it to a manga library, and I
Mm.
kind of regret that now.
It's good. I don't know if you'd like it as much, honestly, because it is pretty slice of life, and the pacing is pretty um, breezy. I'm like, if you didn't like Kimi ni Todoke, you probably won't like Imadoki. We do get some stakes at the end and some twists in classic Watase Sensei fashion, but it is a pretty slow build. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know what you'd make of it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily dislike slice of life. I'm in the middle of reading Honey Lemon Soda right now, and I'm enjoying that
Mm,
a lot, and that's very slice of life. Um, so yeah, it just
okay,
really depends. I think the more relatable I find the main characters, the more I'll like it.
that's
Like for
fair.
example, like Kimi ni Todoke. I tried giving that a shot, and that just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I did, this is the thing, I did like the characters in that, but there was just, I don't know, I didn't quite connect with them
Mm.
very much. But I did like them. I thought they were funny. But I felt like because I didn't have that connection there, I couldn't get myself invested in it overall.
That's definitely fair. And actually, like as we're talking about like character connections and stuff, Tanpopo, who's the lead in Imadoki, definitely has some like kind of Sana, Genki, cheerful qualities to her, um, which might make her somebody you could root for. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. The anime's fine, Honey Lemon Soda, but I'm not sure if it's being continued. Almost certainly not. Why would we do a second season of anything
No, we never do.
I might enjoy? It's fine. I'm fine.
We never do second seasons of Shoujo for some reason.
Nope. I love when they're like, it's a
Uh,
second season, and I'm like, okay, so there are 12 episodes, and now you're just gonna do another 12 episodes instead of just saying one 24 episode season. Sure, okay.
yeah. I
It's
just
fine.
I hate to say it, but I just don't even really bother with like shoujo anime anymore unless it's like 90s or early 2000s. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm just more of a manga girly. And just I'm gonna read the manga and hope for a anime adaptation, but I'm just like kind of I'm jaded about that. Like it's
Fair.
just shoujo anime adaptions are just always disappointing to me. So
Mm.
whatever. And the reason I prefer the 90s ones is because they do tend to have a lot more filler, which, you know, say what you want about filler, but I feel
And
like
I
that
will.
was I feel like that was the saving grace for some of those early shoujo that were adapted.
Perhaps. Something I've been wanting to do, especially because Discotheque has released so many of them. I'm like, I want to really spend some time on like 70s and 80s shoujo. Um,
Yeah,
get back into our roots.
I've actually never checked out any one of the shoujos that are pre-90s just because I'm not really a big fan of the art style. Um,
It's different. It's different.
yeah. Um, but I would like to give one of those shows a shot at some point.
Okay. Retro Nova says, that's fair. I'm not crazy about animation in general these days. 80s and 90s stuff just had more soul. And then Jacob says, he's been reading more manga as well, just haven't had time for anime. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I've never been a person who just like, what's being released this year and like watches everything. I definitely don't. I simply lack the time.
Yeah,
Because when I do have
same.
time, I'd rather watch, I don't know, something that's on my extremely long backlog of things to watch. Um,
So retro, you bring up Akazuka and Cha-Cha.
you guys
So
mentioned that a few times.
I was doing some scans for my Pinterest, and I have this magazine, and I actually just scanned the page that was about that anime. If you'd like me to send you those scans, I sent it to somebody else recently, but I know you'd appreciate it as well. Um, yeah, it was I got this magazine from Japan from 1996, and it has a lot
Fun.
of interesting articles about the anime from back then, and a lot of
Nice.
cool artwork and pages and information that I can't read, unfortunately.
I'm
I
like, don't
really
worry,
need to
me
learn
neither.
Japanese, but it's just like,
Reading is a
so much
whole
to
other
do.
ball game. Like I at this point I my tutor and I are just trying to like get me to not sound like a caveman when I speak Japanese. Um reading reading is something I can work on in retirement, I guess. Yeesh.
You got this. It'll be fun.
Thanks.
It'll be a fun little thing to look forward to when we're in our
I
70s.
for sure. It's like I love the
Uh,
Kodocha manga because I mean they're geared at readers who have not learned all of their kanji yet, and so those furigana make Kodocha actually a very approachable series for somebody who's learning Japanese like me. But like most of the magazines and stuff, that's there's no help. You just have to know how to read all the kanji, and I don't. Not even close.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm honestly, admittedly nervous about even starting that, if I ever decide, which I would love to. In fact, like I'm kind of feeling inspired now, but I really don't need to
Ooh,
add more to my plate,
you
so
super don't. But I love the zest for life that makes you want to.
yes, I'm always trying to start new things that I get excited about, and then eventually I start too many new things and, you know,
Oh yeah. I'm like, you
get
want to
burnt
know
out.
my dumb new hobby I started because I have so much time. New hobbies are something I should be doing. Was video game modding, which I absolutely do not need to be doing. That's not a thing I need to be doing. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been trying to like just stick to videos now. I've been
mhm,
really going hard with YouTube again, which is nice because I took sort of a hiatus
mhm.
from thinking about videos, planning videos, so now I'm kind of back in the action and I'm really excited.
Yay.
So I've been trying to focus more on um, making doing different things in my videos, just experimenting with different graphics, different styles of editing, and it's been a lot of fun.
Good.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
so
The topic?
we were talking about yeah,
Uh
so we
huh.
were talking about Aikido. So, uh, what are some other things that you really liked? Either a moment that you thought was interesting or thought provoking, or even just like a moment that you didn't think of last time we talked about it that just made you laugh? Because I have a few of both.
Hmm. I'm going to consult my list because my brain is blank, even with all the stuff I was recently working on. Is it at the bottom? Oh god. Oh no.
Oh, I actually don't have any funny moments on my list this time,
Of
but I had
course
a lot.
not.
But then again, I feel like that's what I mainly had on my list for last time, so I'm kind of making up
Mhm.
for the other side of things now, I guess.
That's fair. So, looking at my little listy, um, this is kind of a sweet moment that happens toward the end of the series when Sana is going through her doll syndrome. Um, and there's this moment where Akito hugs her and says, in the Tokyo Pop translation, he says, "What should I do?" And in the fan translation, he says, "What can I do?" And I kind of like the fan translation. Um, it's to me, it's sort of like a nice moment where he's like, like how can I best like support you? Um,
Mhm.
it kind of reminds me of that forgive me for also being a Disney adult on top of everything else. But that moment in Frozen 2 when, Kristoff comes like riding up to save the day and, rather than doing the saving, it's just like, I'm here. What do you need? And I feel like Akito is like that.
Yeah, very, for lack of a better term, Prince Charming.
Yeah. Prince Charming, but and though I do feel like he puts a lot of pressure on himself to like be the rescuer, he also knows Asana doesn't necessarily need to be rescued. Um,
Mhm.
does that make sense?
Yeah, because I guess if saying what should I do feels more,
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels more, and I don't know if this is the right word, authoritarian, I guess. Like it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, it feels like I feel like what can I do is more open-ended. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
definitely. Because like, what should I do to me says like what should I do to fix you? Whereas it's like, what can I do to me just feels more supportive. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so a little translation moment that's always kind of struck me. My Japanese copies are still boxed up. Otherwise, I would have gone and taken a look. Um,
Have you looked at the new editions that I sent to you?
new editions that you sent
Yeah,
to me.
the collector's ones that I sent you.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Sorry. I see physically sent in the mail. I was like thinking of like something in our Discord messages and I was like, what did
Oh,
you send to
no.
me? No. Okay, yes, 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 yes. I have peeked through them, but not spent as much time with them as I would like. And that is a little bit because I moved like directly after you sent them
Yeah,
to me and they have been in boxes for 3 months because my
it's
office is still not
okay.
fully
I know.
unpacked.
I
Oh
know
my
you've got a lot going
god.
on.
I'm
But I'm
dying to get
so
it
glad they
done.
came to you and didn't get
Yes.
destroyed. So,
Yes. That's yeah, context, dear readers. Ari gave me just the most generous, sweet, kind, thoughtful, we'll call it a birthday gift. How about that? Of a she happened upon a set of the Japanese collector's edition of the Kodocha manga and gave them to me. It was so nice. And she sent me a little box and she had put all these stickers in there and a cute little Moogle keychain and a little Kodocha tissue furoku. And I cried. It was so nice.
I love you.
I love you. I'm fine. It was so nice. So I'm really looking forward to getting my office unpacked so that I can display those, get all my stuff back out. I'm ready. Right now, the only thing I have out is my Kodocha pillow. Um,
Not even
eh.
your calendar?
I have and the desk calendar. Those are the two things
Yeah,
that have
because
been unpacked. Yep.
I want to say that was, yeah, that I think that was in the picture you sent me.
Yeah, probably. I never remember to change the days though. I'm like looking at it now. I'm like, I did change it yesterday. Didn't change it today. So what's number 13? Hmm. Akito looking
It's
serious.
Yes, it's perfect for today.
I
When
know.
I flipped it over actually right before we jumped on because I haven't really been at my desk today.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh, perfect. Perfect timing for that
What are the
page."
odds? I love it. I don't remember what chapter the scene is in.
I know it's in volume 5 because
Yeah, like
I
it feels
was
early
recently
school
scanning from it.
days.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was I scanned a bunch from the volume 5 manga, so I've kind of got the panels from that fresh in my mind right now.
So I'm reading this. Skidemo. Um So I think this is the scene where he says, like, I don't think it's nice to pretend to be nice to somebody. I think it's after that girl tries to take his picture and he tells her to, you know, bug her off. Um,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that because I'm seeing Yasashi, and which is like kind, nice,
I swear
etc.
that would have been the moment, like if I was Sana or if I was like any girl, like he would have been it for me. Like, oh my gosh, I need you in my life
I
by my side.
love it.
Because
I
just something about it was like, I don't know, it was just so, God, I don't want to sound like a pervert. It was just like, oh my gosh, like if I would have known this dude in middle school, it would have been, like I said, it would have been over. Like, that would have been it for me. Like, I would have been
uh-huh.
obsessed. I would have had journals about this guy. Anyways, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I like the scene because I think he's talking to Fuka in the scene because she's the one who's like, you know, would it have killed you to like take the freaking picture? Why are you being such a jerk? And I love that like her response directly after he says that is she's just like, yep, I see what you mean, and like completely backtracks.
You know, that's something that I really liked too, that I picked up on that I wanted to talk about
Mm.
was how Akito really does not like being scolded by anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The only person that he allows to get scolded by is Sana, and I
Uh-huh.
just find that to be very adorable.
Yeah, that is true because God love Fuka, and I do. We all know I do, but she was a pretty naggy girlfriend, and I think that Akito suffered thusly for the months that they were together. Because like I just remember that scene when Sana first comes back to school after shooting Mansion of Water, and you know, and Fuka just goes off, and she's like, why is your shirt so unbuttoned? Like, do you think you're so cool? Do you think you're a pop star? Why can't you be buttoned up like Tsuyoshi? Tsuyoshi looks nice right now, and just like blah, 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 blah. And so he unbuttons his shirt all of the rest of the way. Because and of course he eventually relented and just buttoned up his shirt like normal, but he had to get his, you know, true feelings out there first before he was like, okay, I cannot stand the yapping any longer. I will just anything to make this woman shut up.
Yep. So, another moment I wanted to bring up, and it actually ties into this whole theme with him. And it's not, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a favorite moment, but it's a moment that stuck with me. Um, it's when I think it's volume six. It might be the
Mm.
very end of volume five. I'm pretty sure Sana's back from Mansion of Water.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when all the stuff is going on with like Sengoku and him
Mm-hmm.
getting suspended. And they go to an arcade. It's like a double date with him, Fuka, and Tsuyoshi and Aya.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets into a fight with a bunch of older boys there. And Fuka basically scolds him after that, like, you shouldn't be doing that. And he just gives her probably like the scariest look I think that I've ever seen him have in the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that moment just really sticks with me because it really conveys like how he really feels about Fuka, and he's in a really bad spot at this part in the manga.
Yeah.
Um and again, it's not a favorite moment because it's like, why would that be my favorite? It's so sad.
Yeah.
But it's one that I do think about often.
Yeah, I know the panel that you're talking about, and it's interesting because I always kind of perceived it as less directed at Fuka, and more like if anybody had, you know, confronted him so aggressively when he was that like keyed up, because it really is just like a don't tell me what to do. He does not like being told what to do, and I do like that moment, if only because Fuka has seen it does Fuka did not know pre junior high Akito, and like this is kind of her first exposure to like learning what he is fully capable of when he is um, not in a healthy place mentally or emotionally. And, but it's, I mean, which I imagine that must have been very shocking for her. Um,
I still think about that moment when Sengoku's like running down his little speech in the meeting with Kazuyuki's mom and the other teachers about like Akito's past, and they have that little frame of Fuka like staring in the window, and she's just like
yeah.
no expression. She's just like totally shocked.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, girl, you missed so much while you were gone.
Like,
Oh,
that's my boyfriend.
oh yeah, honey. Oh yeah, honey. I just love she's like, I think he's interesting, and it's like, oh, you don't know the half of his sweetheart.
Yeah,
We did
yeah,
two
that
whole
would have been
podcast
me.
episodes because he's so interesting. Like,
Like I said, that would have been me, honestly. Like I just been like, oh my God, he's so interesting.
so, a little small confession is that I did have a crush on a guy when I was in the 8th grade who did remind me a lot of Akito. And I don't want to be like, that's why I had a crush on him, but it was certainly related. And that kid ended up getting expelled for mooning somebody. So,
Of course he did.
and I'm like, yeah, so there was definitely, and we never saw him again. He was only there for
Oh my
that year because I think
gosh.
he'd been kicked out of his last school too. Um, and yeah, so I was
I
pretty
hate to
devastated.
I know how you feel because I actually had a similar experience, but nothing that extreme. But um, dude that I crushed on in like sixth grade and ended up getting kicked out for bad grades, but he was kind of not nice to teachers either. But
Mm.
really do anything extreme. But oh my gosh, no. Like if I'm being real, like my husband's a lot like Akito. I mean, it's sometimes it's kind of weird because like when we watch Kodocha, it's like this is something that you would do and he's like, "Yeah, this is me." Like this is literally me. Um and yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's almost like he does kind of have like he never I don't know because I don't like to disclose personal information obviously
Mm.
but like let's just say that like I guess like he's very similar to Akito and how he matured. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It's part of his character development, his own
Exactly.
personal arc. Yeah.
But no, I thought that was really fun when I first showed him that and that
Yeah.
was like kind of a thing. Like, and it was weird because like I didn't really think of it at
Hmm.
first. Like, I didn't make the connections to him and Akito, and then like we watched it together, and it was like, oh my God, y'all are twinsies.
I love it. It's so good. Yeah. Um, okay. Jacob went to class. Hope you have a good class. I
Yeah,
hated evening classes. Could never stay focused. Like, nighttime is merry time.
yeah. I never did. Well, actually, I take that back. I briefly did these 4-hour night classes once,
Hmm.
and yeah, they sucked because I had to work right before, so it was like 12-hour days
Ooh.
basically.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then Retro Nova expelled for what? Oh, mooning. He basically pulled down the back of his pants and showed a 7th grade girl half of his butt. It wasn't like a full like he wasn't like exposing himself or anything. Just a little butt cheek, but he got
Just
he got expelled.
His boy stuff.
Yeah. God bless. I remember texting him about it after the fact to be like, bro, what the fuck happened? And he's like, this is so stupid. But I was like, yeah, that is so stupid. Why would you do that? But here we are. Mine were 5 hours. Classes or
Ooh, 5-hour
I
classes?
think
I
mine
hope you're not talking about classes.
mine were around 3 because theater classes would have like the class, which was an hour and a half, and then they would be immediately followed by another like hour and a half lab. Um,
Mm.
so they were typically around 3, which was fine. I'd like the ones before lunch were always hard. I had movement right before lunch, and I was always so hungry, but or like before lunchtime because it's there was no specific lunch anyway. That's too many details. So
Um, did you have anything else you wanted to add on the topic of Aikido? I had a couple more things, but
yeah.
it's not really anything that we can spend super long time on because I know we might have to cut the show short tonight. But
Mm.
again, anyways, um, one of my other favorite moments that I totally forgot about actually until I was skimming through the TV tropes page. Thank you, Retro Nova, for compiling all of that. It's an amazing resource. And I forgot about the scene where it's very early in the series. I think it's like episode 3, and it's after Tsuyoshi rages out, and we get to see that for the first time. And Akito karate chops him, calms him down, and
Mm.
then the boys are still making fun of him, and he turns around and he's like, "What's so wrong with loving your mother?"
Yeah.
And I love that moment. It's obviously it's the foreshadowing moment, but it's also just I feel like that's one of the first moments where we get a glimpse that Akito has more going on with him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree. I also love I love that moment also because I love it always makes me think of that scene for some reason in the anime where like Akito takes Tsuyoshi to the nurse, and then there's just this shot of like Tsuyoshi like lying all snuggled up in the nurse's like, you know, the bed thing, and Akito sitting on a stool beside him, and Tsuyoshi's just like looking at him with so much affection and like, you know, if that's not the level of bromance, then I don't want it. Like, this is the gold standard
It
for
really
male
is, though.
friendships.
I I don't think I've ever
I love them
seen.
so much.
I know. I don't think I've ever seen a male friendship that I like as much as theirs. I can think of other examples from maybe shonen series, but
Mm-hmm.
as for shoujo, I can't really think of any bromances that are peak like that.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm thinking now because I feel like I do love, it's kind of a random one, but I do like Hatsuharu and Kyo's friendship in Fruits Basket.
Oh
Um,
yeah, they're funny
they're
together because
really
they're
funny
they're both
together.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, Hatsuhara can be kind of chill, but
Yeah.
they both have a temper.
Yes. Agreed.
By the way,
Yes.
Hatsuhara is so hot.
Oh, yeah. No, that was definitely, I remember when I first got into Fruits Basket a zillion years ago. Like, that was, I said, I'll have that one, please. Like,
Yeah, me.
I'm gonna I'm gonna use my ancient, you know, computer graphic software to put a picture of him next to a picture of Inuyasha, next to a picture of Aoyama from Tokyo Mew Mew, next to a picture of so that I could have all of my claimed anime men on one sheet of paper to go in the
I
front of my
remember
binder.
I was just about to say, I remember I had this like really bad grainy picture of Kishu from Tokyo Mew Mew on my binder.
Oh my god, of course you did.
Which, by the way, I
Oh.
actually I had volume 2 of the manga just like sitting by its lonesome, and I
Mhm.
finally got my hands on volume 1.
Hey. It's so funny. I have multiple copies of Volume 1.
I felt so bad because like I've seen the original anime. I
Oof.
haven't seen the new one or even read the manga. And
Oh.
I had actually gotten that volume 2 in that same lot I was talking about
Mhm.
earlier with Imadoki.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just had it sitting there and I never really picked it up to read it because it's like it's volume 2. It's like kind of smack dab in the middle and I was like,
Mhm.
I need volume 1 if I want to start. So now I can officially start when I want
Yeah.
to.
Good. I think you're in for a real treat. I love the Tokyo Mew Mew manga. I have complicated mixed feelings about the original anime adaptation. I think that it's a victim of excess filler and a lot of cut corners in terms of animation. Like there are some episodes where it's just like, man, y'all might as well have not done anything this week because this looks awful. um, kind of stuff. But
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen it that I can't
oh,
really
I have some nostalgia
accurately
for it for
judge it.
sure. They did have some very fun filler episodes kind of mixed in there, but like the Tokyo Mew Mew anime is a lot like the Sailor Moon original Sailor Moon anime in the sense that like in the manga you've got like a strong plot, actually scary villains, like monsters that like are scary looking. And then in their anime adaptation, they become very those same villains become very wacky and cartoonish. And
Mm.
probably because they were shooting it at a younger demographic. But um, yeah, so there's that. But I actually
Yeah, I
the reboot I thought was a really beautiful love letter to both the manga and the original anime. It was just done with so much love. I was really happy with it as a fan.
that's good to hear because I've had the Blu-ray sitting in my cart forever. I just haven't pulled the
Mm,
plug on it yet. But yeah, I that makes me excited to
yeah.
watch it. I think I'm gonna read it first and then
Mm,
pick up the Blu-ray of the
yeah.
new version.
Definitely do.
Yeah,
There's oh sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say in the opening theme song for the Tokyo Mew Mew New, there's as the like music is building in the opening theme song, they, in a direct reference to the original anime, where in My Sweetheart there's that like it's show time and then they go into the next part.
hmm
In Tokyo Mew Mew New there's like show time again and it's just like just a really beautiful little nod to the original series. They actually insert My Sweetheart into a very beautiful scene in Tokyo Mew Mew New. I was a
Oh.
disaster. I was crying so much because it was just such a, yeah, love letter. That's how I would put it. It was a lot of love.
I had that randomly stuck in my head the other day, and I was trying to remember, like, what is this song? And then
Uh,
it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the opening to
mhm.
Tokyo Mew Mew.
It's
But
so
again,
good.
I haven't seen it since it's probably been like 20 years now, actually.
Yeah. I have 5 discs of pirated episodes that I bought on
Nice.
eBay when I was like 11. um, I've subtitled the original series. Um,
We all have that Magical Girl series that we can't escape from, that we have a bootleg copy of
oh
from
yeah.
back in the day. Mine is Shugo, by the way.
Mm. I have a few. I've got, well, the Tokyo Mew Mew bootleg was like a sad thing because it wasn't like, sometimes you'd get like the nice bootlegs from like Singapore or something that actually had like looked like they could have been legit in another life.
hmm
Um, this was like 5 unmarked DVD-Rs that somebody sold to me for $25. That
Mm.
had the fan sub they just had downloaded the fan sub and burned it onto discs and sold it, which is not cool to whoever did that and took advantage of an 11-year-old with a debit card. Um, but yeah, I had that. I ended up with Subasa Chronicles first like 25 episodes, same way. And then my Cardcaptor Sakura bootleg is like one of the ones like from Asia that's suspect but actually looks half decent. So
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah,
Sometimes it's
Shugochara.
the sometimes it's the only way to really experience a series. Shigochara doesn't have an official release, I don't think.
Aren't they oh, the Shugochara anime? I don't know. I don't think so. Um
Yeah, which is really unfortunate because I remember back when I found it, it was like one of those like series that was pretty big on Crunchyroll at the time.
mm,
Um, so I never understood why they never dubbed it. I never understood why it's never got an official release here because the manga did really well over here,
yeah. And didn't isn't the
all
manga
things
getting
considered.
a
Yeah,
yeah. The manga's getting a collector's edition soon, which is I was so happy to hear that for you.
that and they're releasing the sequel in English. I don't know if the sequel's completed or if it's just a one shot, but that's coming, I think, in March because I
Hmm.
went to go look for it recently, and I think it said it was coming out in March, like the end of March, I think.
Oh dang. Yee! Exciting.
I know. I can't wait because I think they're going to middle school finally because
Well,
they're I think they're in fifth grade.
okay. Wow.
So
That'll be
yeah,
nice.
big things are happening.
Yeah, that's exciting. Oh man. So we've been really good at staying on topic today. Um,
I don't think anyone cares. But yeah,
fair.
I think hi Samuela. I think we should move on to our next topics.
Yes.
So we actually wanted to touch on some news that we've recently had within the Kodocha world. So the first thing I want to bring up is Obana has actually uh, mentioned on Twitter that she will be making a public appearance next month at the NHK Culture Center in Tokyo. Um, so apparently it's going to be like a class, I think. It's going to be like a lecture, basically, where she's going to talk about the inspiration behind Kodocha, some of the behind the scenes work on the manga, um, and maybe touch a little bit on some of the themes and why they resonate a lot with people. So I'm really, really excited and interested to see what she's going to say
Hmm.
at this class. Now they said they're going to stream it for a limited time, so we're gonna try to. I don't know if it's gonna be free or if we have to pay to get it. I will gladly pay to see that
Yeah.
if I can. Um, but we're gonna try to, post it in the server and, get other people to watch it and hopefully get it translated because it'll probably most likely
Yeah.
be in Japanese.
Almost certainly. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I might be able to get us like a gist. Retronova can probably help me with that. I'd be able to get the spirit of the thing, but I'm not a translator. I'm just a girl. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah,
very exciting. Oh, sorry.
I might no worries. I might I might be able to find somebody who can. I know recently I talked to somebody in my friend Hayden's server who translates things. But
Ooh.
I don't know if they just do like text or if they can also do, audio. I would think, somebody could do both, but
I don't know. Like, different ball game, honestly.
this is true as someone who studied French for 4 years. It is, but
Yeah.
again, I for Japanese, I figured it was similar, but
Yeah.
I've never studied any kind of Asian
Yeah.
language, so I figured, but
It's the
yeah,
speed of the speech really, so it just depends on how like good that microphone quality is. It's going to depend on, you know, how quickly she speaks. That's really going to make it possible to listen. Although, yeah, okay. And then so first thing, when you're translating Japanese from the written word is a little easier because then at least you can take your time on it. It's difficult when you're trying to listen and translate. I have tried to subtitle some Kodocha things, even just short scenes, by myself with my own ears. And some of this is just sweet Sana speaks so fast, but I have to slow down the clip to like a comically like slow like woo like kind for me to even make out what
Oh
she's saying.
gosh.
Half the time it's tough. It's tough. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna depend. We'll see, but definitely want to do our best to make sure that that's accessible to as many people as it can be, even folks who don't speak the language. So we're gonna try real hard. Um, I'm excited about the lecture. I am curious because I saw a note on the website that said that the speaker will be obscured. Obana will be hiding her face. So
Hmm.
she's very committed to nobody knowing what she looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's only like two pictures ever that I've ever seen, and
Yeah,
one of them I had to pull from the deep internet
you
archive.
really did. That was a very lucky like you really found that. But yeah, it's I want to respect her privacy. I'm also painfully curious person and I just want to know.
Yeah, I don't really mind that we're not going to see her. But I do like to see pictures of her,
Yeah.
because it's just, I'm really into the whole like archiving anything that has to do with Kodocha thing. So
Mhm.
it's like to me, it's like, oh, thing I haven't seen related to thing I'm obsessed with,
Yeah.
and this is the woman that created the thing I'm obsessed with, so
Mhm.
I owe her everything. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I am just really like I just wonder what I guess brought this whole thing about. Like did somebody invite her to do this? Like why did she decide to do it?
Mhm.
I know that we've had a lot going on with the 70th anniversary of Reborn magazine, so you
Mhm.
know, there's been that going on. But I don't know. I'm really curious, if I'm sure there'll be some new information that she drops that we've probably never read or heard before, which I'm excited to
Yeah.
see.
Me too. It's going to be really cool. It's also just an exciting time for there to be more new Kodocha things. 2025 has been a year of many blessings for us,
Yeah, it really
truly.
has.
Like, we started, the pop up was in January. Um, like, and then this was also Hot Pepper Beauty year, and like this in December to close us out. Woo.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of like staring over in my corner at all my Kodocha stuff, and I'm smiling, and I'm just
Mhm.
like thinking about like it just feels, and I know we've talked about this before, but like it just feels like our fandom and all of this stuff has just really come together, and ever since like 2021, 2022. Um, and I'm so thankful that I could be a part of all this and I get to see all of this happening, and we get to have all these goodies and
Yeah.
new things that are it's still, Kadocha's still being talked about, and
Mhm.
people still really care about it, and then it makes me happy that we also contribute as well to the conversations.
Yeah. Definitely. It's been really good.
Are you
Like,
crying?
no, I'm fine.
Well, I will admit that I'm tearing up a little bit.
I'm fine. You guys have heard me ugly cry before. It's just been nice. It's like we are so back.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And on that note, you also wanted to touch on the little teaser artwork
Yeah,
that
which
Obana
we actually
shared.
got this. Yeah, we actually got that. Abana did this before. She teased that artwork with the Sana and Akito and the fancy formal attire. We
Mm-hmm.
got their shoes this time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 95% certain that this is Sana and Akito. It just look at the hair color. Okay, so let me explain. So Obana dropped a close-up, actually two pictures, close-ups of new artwork she's working on. Um, she said that this is going to be released in spring 2026. And one picture is a close-up of uh, like a reddish hair that's being held together with a hair tie. And then the other picture almost looks like it's like a green, like athletic jacket. So I'm thinking, just based on the hair color and the fact that this looks like an athletic jacket, that this is Sana Nikito. I just know it is. But again, I could be wrong.
It's
That's
possible.
what I think it is. But as for what it's for, I have no idea. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Well, I actually, for some reason, the hair tie and the like, it's a like one of those bobble hair ties with the two little like plasticky things on it. And for some reason, the two of that made me go, you know who else has reddish hair in some artwork? Um, the partner girls.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is like, and Partner was also published in Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
So my unlikely bet is that it's partner artwork.
I'm actually very surprised that you said that.
I mean, it's a shot in the dark. Like I think you're probably right. I don't think I'm right, but it's like it's a weird gut thing and I'm like, yeah, let's it could be.
No,
Just
you
saying.
could be absolutely right.
It's a thought.
Now here's a weird conspiracy theory, but again, this is based on my limited American perspective, so I could be totally off with this. So the hair tie, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of just hair ties that I wore in the late 90s and early
Mm-hmm.
2000s.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm thinking, okay, um, you know, I think they were in middle school, what, 1996, 1997.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be in high school around the time that that kind of hair tie was a big thing. Um, so that's my theory. Again, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if those, I think they also, you know, were popular in Japan. I've seen pictures from back then
Yeah.
of people wearing that. In fact, I think there's one of the singer of Ultra Relax with that kind of
Yeah.
with those hair ties in her hair. Um,
Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura has hair ties like that.
yeah.
The little red baubles.
hmm So I'm thinking it's gonna be maybe high school art of
Hmm.
them, whether or not it's related to another one shot or a sequel. I don't know because she also mentions in the tweet something about like making illustrations is easier than creating manga. And I got the
Mm-hmm.
impression that she's not doing that right now. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
I think she's working on like a completely separate thing when it comes to manga. But yeah, I don't, I personally don't think we're gonna get a sequel. And if we do, I will be pleasantly surprised, more than
Ah.
pleasantly.
Oh, for
Uh,
sure.
but I don't know what the artwork could be for other than more 70th anniversary Reborn stuff. But again,
Which
I
plausible.
don't know. Yeah.
Definitely plausible because they'll probably be running that celebration into next year. Yeah. Although, I'm like kind of scrolling through Obana's artworks, and you know who else has kind of that color hair?
Doesn't the Honey Bitter
Yup.
girl have that?
She sure
Yeah.
does. So
But
that
again,
feels less likely to me, since that series wrapped not that long ago. And
But the athletic jacket,
The
I
athletic
feel like
jacket,
that's
yeah,
something that Akita
could
would
be.
wear.
It's possible. Definitely possible. I will be delighted whatever it ends up being. The fact that she's like been drawing so much this year, even kind of in her semi-retirement. Yeah, just think it's very cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just again as a Kodocha fan, I'm so happy because I feel like I said, I feel like everything has really come together for
Mm-hmm.
the fandom, not just in the English speaking fandom, but in the Japanese too. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've also had a lot of Japanese people reach out to me. Actually, this year, they stumbled upon my Twitter page, and I think that's really cool that,
Yeah.
we're connecting to those fans from the country of origin.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. It's it's so global. I mean, even just like, thinking of our friends in South America and in Italy and, all over. Um, it's, feel very, very lucky that we all have this thing in common.
Yeah.
So,
As much as much damage as the internet has done, I feel like it's also done wonders for people who have these interests. Because um, I just want to take this moment to, because I was thinking about this today, and when I started my YouTube channel, my goal was never to be, I want to get a million views. I mean, that'd be nice, but I remember I did it solely because I don't have anyone to talk to this series about, and there's
mhm.
not really a space for people to talk about it online. Um, and I just did it because I kind of felt lonely as a fan of Kodocha. And now, because of that channel, I've been able to connect with you and everyone here in the chat and of course a lot of other people that, I aren't even really connected to Kadocha at all, but I'm so blessed to be able to, I did something coming from a lonely place and I ended up making friends, really close friends that I feel so comfortable with out of it. And I just
Mm,
want to take a moment to say thank you for that.
yeah, that's really beautiful. And I definitely get it. Um, 'twas a 'twas a lonely time before discotheque dusted off my sad heart and gave us the Blu-ray, which is really what was the catalyst to um, me finding my way back to, or finding my way, period, to the broader Kodocha fandom. But for,
Hmm.
you know, a good long time before that, 20-ish years, Cash, no, 10 years. No, I think it's about 20. It's 2006, 15 years. A good amount of time later, that it was just me and my like three Funimation DVDs and like half of the manga
I
and some
know.
scans. So it's been a real joy. Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Is that I was gonna say I don't actually know how much we talked about Akito this episode. Um but
I mean,
yeah,
it was, uh,
a little.
yeah, I'd say it was about a third,
Mm-hmm.
which that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, for us, yes. Um although
Yeah.
honestly, to be fair, our last couple of episodes I feel like we've been very good and focused. So
Yeah, we
let
needed
us
this.
pop off a little.
Now the question is, what are we doing for our next episode?
Oh, I'm like, good luck, cause I am not home for most of next month.
Oh man, really?
Yeah. Um we'll offline about this, but Ari might be on her own. Um
Oh, for
or
December?
Yeah, maybe, because I don't. We'll talk about it. Um, I am, as always, a very busy bee. So we'll see. But
All
more to
right.
come. We'll keep you all posted. Um, and if I don't talk to you before, happy holidays and happy new year.
All right. Thank you all for coming out. It was really fun.
I know, it's really fun. Good to see everybody. Thank you.